Welcome guys, today we'll delve into the world of Bleach. We're going to uncover the origins of two intriguing aspects of the story, the Quincy's and their leader Yhwach. Additionally, we'll unravel the complex motivations that led Uryu Ishida to make a crucial decision, betraying Ichigo. Let's unravel the mystique and secrets that make Bleach a captivating anime and manga series. So let's begin. Yhwach's and Quincy's origin in Bleach is revealed in the Thousand-Year Blood War arc. He is initially depicted as the son of the Soul King, the enigmatic and central figure in the Bleach universe. The Soul King is the linchpin of the worlds, maintaining the balance between the worlds of the living, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo. Yhwach's backstory reveals that he was born around 1,000 years ago and possessed immense spiritual power from birth. He was abandoned by his father, the Soul King, and raised in harsh conditions. As he grew, he discovered his ability to share his power with others, a skill that set him apart as their leader and father figure. Yhwach's existence was linked to the source of all spiritual power, the very essence of the Quincy. He became the progenitor of their race, meaning he was like father of Quincy's, bestowing them with incredible abilities and knowledge. He guided them in their quest to maintain the delicate balance between the worlds of the living and the afterlife. As the Quincy flourished under his guidance, their reverence for Yhwach grew. They viewed him as the embodiment of their heritage, the one who shaped their destiny and guided their purpose. Yhwach was not just a leader, he was a symbol of hope and strength, a beacon that united them in a common cause. However, Yhwach's ambitions extended beyond just leading the Quincy. He sought to reshape the spiritual realm itself, to wield power unmatched and achieve a new world order. His desire to reclaim what he believed was rightfully theirs fueled a grand plan that would ultimately change the course of the spiritual realm and the Quincy forever. But 1,000 years before the events that unfolded in the world of Bleach, a turbulent and heated conflict erupted in the realm of souls, a clash that would shape destinies and alter the course of history. At the heart of this discord were two formidable factions, the Quincy and the Soul Reapers. The Quincy, a group of spiritually adept humans wielding unique abilities, emerged as powerful adversaries. They possessed the innate capacity to manipulate spiritual particles, using Boyz as their primary weapon to eradicate hollows, the malevolent, lost souls that threatened the human world. On the other side stood the Soul Reapers, guardians of the delicate balance between the living and the afterlife. These enigmatic warriors, wielding Zanpakuto swords and donned in traditional black robes, upheld the law of souls. They were tasked with guiding souls to the afterlife and combating hollows that threatened the equilibrium. The crux of the conflict lay in differing ideologies. The Quincy, under their leader Yhwach, believed in completely exterminating hollows to protect the human realm, seeing their method as efficient and necessary. However, their relentless pursuit of hollows led to an overuse of their powers, disrupting the spiritual balance. The Soul Reapers, led by their captain-commander, Genryusai Shigekuni Yamamoto, adhered to a code of ethics and discipline. They argued that destroying hollows without proper regulation upset the natural order, endangering both the human world and the afterlife. Meaning this could possibly result in the end of world. Tensions between the factions escalated as clashes became more frequent and intense. The Quincy, fueled by their leader's vision, stood defiant against the traditionalist beliefs of the Soul Reapers. Battles erupted, leaving scars across the spiritual realm. Soul Reapers finally decided to exterminate all the hollows, and in this tumultuous era, both sides lost significant numbers, and animosity grew deeper. It was a time of tragedy and sacrifice, where the clash of philosophies and power reshaped the very fabric of the spiritual realm. This historical struggle would echo through the ages, setting the stage for the epic battles and challenges that would come to define the world of Bleach. After losing the war with the Soul Reapers 1,000 years ago, the Quincy escaped from the human world into the Shiridai, the place they believed to be the most unguarded. In doing so, they used Reishi, meaning their spiritual energy, to create space in between the shadows of Shiridai. This is what was called the Wandenreich, the Invisible Empire. Their plan was to use the abundant reishi that was only to be found in Soul Society as the source of their power, so they hid and waited for 1,000 years while gathering their power. Sometime after the defeat of Sosuke Aizen, the Wandenreich conquered Hueco Mundo. They conscripted numerous Arrancar into their service and killed many hollows. Over time, Yhwach had gathered followers and formed the Quincy, a group of spiritually aware humans with a deep-rooted hatred for the Soul Society due to their abandonment by the Soul King. Yhwach sought to overthrow the Soul King and reshape the world according to his vision, aiming for a Quincy-dominated order. Yhwach's desire for power and revenge against the Soul Society fueled his actions throughout the story, making him a complex and formidable antagonist. And of course I don't really need to say what he did further, it's clearly shown in the anime. But here comes the main question: that why did Uryu Ishida join him? Despite having such good relations with the Soul Reapers, why did he betray them? So he did for a very interesting reason. Since the start, we have seen Uryu holding a grudge against the Soul Society and the Soul Reapers for exterminating the Quincy's. The battle between the two kinds was the result of their opposing beliefs, although their main objective remained the same: execution of hollows. Also, Uryu believed that the death of someone close to him was also the result of the Quincy and Soul Reaper war, further fueling his hatred. On top of that, Uryu witnessed the death of his beloved grandfather, who was also his teacher, at the hands of a hollow, but the poor child wasn't able to do anything at the moment. However, Uryu knew that Soul Reapers were aware of this attack, but they did nothing to stop it and let his grandfather die. With so much loss suffered due to the Soul Reapers, it seems natural that Uryu doesn't see himself on terms with them. But despite his hatred for the Shinigami, Uryu befriended several Soul Reapers throughout his journey, notably Ichigo Kurosaki, Rukia Kuchiki, and Renji Abarai. And not only he fought alongside them on countless occasions, but he also saved their lives, despite holding a grudge against their kind. So, it seems unbelievable that Uryu can actually stand against his beloved friends. Uryu is a character in the series which relies on both his intellect and Quincy's powers, making him one of the most intelligent characters in the show. He wants to kill Yhwach, and he knows that it wouldn't be possible to do so if he confronts him directly. So, he joined him in the Quincy army to gain Yhwach's trust while secretly plotting to betray him. As we all know, Uryu has gone through a lot since childhood, and Yhwach has the biggest contribution to the difficulties he has faced. The Soul King was the reason for the death of someone very close to Ishida. Now I'm not gonna say who because it can be a potential spoiler. So Yhwach has the ability to be brought back to life, but his resurrection could only be done by the absorption of the powers of impure Quincy's, which resulted in the death of someone close to Uryu Ishida and also the death of someone close to Ichigo. I can't reveal who because it can ruin your experience. Later in the series, Uryu's true intentions to join Yhwach will be learned by Hashwolf, after which he will openly join Ichigo and his friends again, and together they will battle the Quincy army to take them down. So this was pretty much it, everyone. I've explained every possible thing related to Quincy's. Hope you've understood it completely. As of now, I'll meet you in my next video. Till then, goodbye.